welcome back to Googie's Kitchen, and if you are new here then hello and welcome. It's lovely to have you here. My name's Alexis and today I want to show you how to make my homemade apple crumble cheesecake. As I just mentioned, today I want to show you how to make my apple crumble cheesecake. Now when I first told my husband and son what was in this cheesecake, I think they actually thought I'd gone bonkers. But then they tried it and they realised I hadn't gone mad and it was actually really yummy. We're actually going to a friend's house today, so I thought I'd take this dessert with me, but I also thought this would be great for a New Year's Eve party or any sort of party. It's a great one because you can make it the day before and store it in the fridge, and then all you have to do on the day is just put on the topping and serve it. So I thought this would be an ideal dessert for a party, so I thought I'd share how I made it today. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make the base of the cheesecake, and for this I have 150 grams of pecans, and I also have in this bowl 150 grams of dates, stones removed. So I'm just going to put those into my food processor, and then in this bowl I have 50 grams of coconut oil as well. So I'm just going to add that in as well. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to blend all of these ingredients together now. So this has formed a crummy kind of mixture, so it looks like biscuit crumbs mixed in with coconut oil. So now I'm going to put this into the base of a spring-boarded tin, is it? I think it's a round tin with a base that you can lift out. So I'm just going to go and put this in there now. So I have my tin here, and as you can see, you can lift the base out of the bottom, and that's going to make it really easy when you want to get the cheesecake out. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to put this into the bottom of this tin, and I'm going to spread it evenly until it's all flat in the bottom of this tin. I'm just going to spread this as evenly as I can now. So that's in the bottom of the tin. I'm going to try and flatten it down and make it as even as possible so everybody gets a fair share of the base. So yeah, I'm just going to do that. And I have a few cheesecake recipes on my blog, googieskitchenlife.com, which I will link in the description box below for you. So if you like this one and you want more, then I think there are probably about 5 or 6 on there. I think I've done a strawberry, a blueberry, a blackcurrant one. I'm thinking about trying a toffee one later on. So if you want to let me know in the comments below if you want to try that, then please do. So yes, that's the base, and what I'm going to do with this now is I'm going to put this into the fridge for probably about an hour, just till it sets again. So to reciprocate the base part of an apple crumble, I thought about how I could cook the apples, and what I've decided to do is I've chopped up 2 apples into very small pieces, so like a centimetre thick, like that, and then I'm just going to stew them the same way, if I can turn this hob on, I would with an apple crumble. So I'm going to put those into the base, and I'm going to add a little bit of water to that, probably about 20 mils or so I'd say. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of sugar as well. So I'm going to add a tablespoon I think to this. And I've got a soft brown sugar here. In the recipe I think I've said coconut sugar or soft brown sugar. So either one. And then I'm going to put a teaspoon of ground cinnamon in it as well, and cinnamon just adds a little bit of extra natural sweetness. I love cinnamon and apple, I think it's a delicious combination. And then I'm just going to mix all of these ingredients together, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this to the boil, and then I'm going to leave it to simmer until the apple pieces become soft. You don't want them to reduce down completely, you still want to be able to have a little bite in the cheesecake. So they just need to be softened a little bit really. So I'm going to put the lid on this now and leave this to come to the boil. So the apples are now cooked. I reduced the heat and I let them simmer for about 10 to 15 minutes, and I took the lid off and I reduced all the juice in the bottom as well. So basically that is just cooked apples in there. And now I'm going to make the filling for the cheesecake. So for the filling, I have about 150 grams of cashew nuts in this bowl, and what I did last night was I put oat milk on the top and I left them to soak in the fridge overnight. You don't have to use oat milk for this recipe, you can use any type of milk you want to. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these into the food processor, and I'm now going to also add in, oh, I don't drop everything, 100 grams of coconut oil as well. So this is very oily, but if you don't eat too often, then I don't think it's that bad for you. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to blend these together until they're smooth. This is a lovely smooth consistency. I have to admit I did have to blend this for a good 5 minutes before I got this consistency. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this into a mixing bowl. So I transferred the mixture to a mixing bowl, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in the stewed apples. So I'm just going to add all of these in. And the apples just give it that really nice bite like you'd get with a proper apple crumble. And I'm just going to mix these into the cheesecake mixture until everything's well combined together. So all of the apple is covered in the cheesecake mixture. And finally, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put it on top of the base. So I'm just going to spread this as evenly as I can across the base of the cheesecake. And as I said, I have a blog with this recipe on and lots more. I actually have over 650 recipes on my blog post now. So if you want to go check those out, I will leave it in the description box below for you. And I'll also leave this recipe in the description box below too. So yes, and I'm just spreading this as evenly as I can. It doesn't have to be too even. It can look a bit rustic if you want it to. And I'm just going to spread it around. Make sure it hits the sides as well. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this into the fridge overnight. So the cheesecake has been in the fridge overnight now, and it has set, and I've taken it out of the tin and I've just put it on this plate, and what I'm going to do is the final touches to it. So what I'm going to add now is some roasted pecans that I've chopped up. I've done a recipe on this on my vlog and on my blog, so I will link that recipe in the description box below for you. But basically I soaked the pecans overnight in water, then I drained them, and then I put them in the oven on a low temperature for about 3 hours, and I add coconut oil and maple syrup, so it makes them very sweet and very crunchy as well. So this is going to act like my crumble topping now. So I'm just going to spread these over the top, hopefully not waste any over the sides. So yes. The topping there, done. So that is my apple crumble cheesecake. So that's how you make my apple crumble cheesecake, and that recipe, as I mentioned earlier, I will link in the description box below for you. But that's it from me. Thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to give me a big thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and please feel free to leave any comments below. And please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. See you all soon. Bye.